Hey guys, this is Elle of L Star Creative and welcome to my channel. I am back again with the part 2 of my last video, which got cut off because I ran out of power. Okay, so last video, well, before that, how are you guys? I hope you are doing well and coping with what's going on with the world right now, and I hope that you retain the hope and faith that everything will turn out okay in the end. We pray for that. Yeah, we pray for peace as usual, and that we are less confused and less isolated in this isolating time of our lives. Okay, so now we go back to the interactive album that I shown you last video, part 1. This is part 2 now. That was if you put a cover to it and it's already bound, it would probably be, the dimension of that would probably be around 8 by 10. It's really huge. What you are looking at right now is an album. It doesn't look like an album, does it? It is an album that I made. This whole thing, even this, well, I didn't make that particular coil spiral. I bought this, but how I made this all, I put it together. So I will run you through this, and this is actually another kind of album, not really interactive as much as the first one I showed you, because this doesn't have so many flips and all that flipping and all that secret pocket and all that stuff. None of these, but I also will be writing on this as well. Okay, so how did I do that? I had 2 boards that I covered, and well, not all the covering and all that stuff. This part here, I have a machine that makes a binding, which is called Zatter. I have bought this binding spiral, and I just use my binding machine with this to put holes in this. Okay, so I decided to save on the spiral loops, so I didn't put holes all the way through. I just decided to use 6 of them holes. So I printed this quotation. It says, treat yourself with love and respect, and you will attract people who show you love and respect. So I printed that on a self-adhesive paper, not photo paper, it's just ordinary paper, which is it has already an adhesive to it, so it's just easy to stick in there like a sticker paper. Yeah. This one, I have this cut from my Cricut machine, and I just pasted it there. Now this one, I wrote it. That one, keep shining. Yeah, shining, you know, like whatever you have inside, get it out and let people appreciate that talent, the gifts that you have. It's meant to be shared, so shine. Come on, girl, shine. So of course I doodled some flower. Not really, it's not perfect, meaning, and it doesn't matter, it's still art, you know. Art doesn't have to be perfect. It should express how you feel and how you see the world or everything around you. So you don't have to be perfect about it. So I keep reminding myself that, because basically I'm a perfectionist and I have a big problem with that. Even making this recording is not really easy for me, because I have to keep redoing it to make things perfect. But there is no such thing, you know. It's only in the mind, because there's always a flaw to everything you do, and because that's how we are as being human, you know. So I doodled that and colored this and layered it onto that pink board. And then I did this binding. It's not really a binding because this is the binding here. This is a closure. Yeah, and how I did it, I just do it like that. I put magnet here so it snaps into there. I really like the sound of that magnet when it hits the other magnet. But anyway, so I did it like that, and it's really simple because you know how hard the interactive photo album was, right? Okay, so I hope you can see it. I kind of adjusted my camera to give more space you can see on my table here that is prepped for the project that we're about to do. But yeah, I keep postponing it because I have to show you this. So these are all photos inside. It's not finished also because I have so much photos to bind, and I ran out of boards, so I need some more boards because I actually started with boards like this colored, and I ran out of these, and then COVID hit, and then I have difficulty going to the bookstore to buy some more boards because you know I don't want to go out and expose myself. Anyway, so I did it like this, and I'm going to decorate it, and I'm going to show you as I was doing it, okay? And that is good that I haven't really finished it, so I can show you how I did it. Now I'm supposed to decorate this part, and well, that part I'm going to decorate that to put the particular event and the date, and because I decided I'm going to do this 1 year, one book, and I did that. I'm gonna put something in here, and as you can see, these are all photos, right? That's a lot of photos, and this is I think a whole year of photos of my family. So I'll show you one page. I am going to write here, or if I don't want to write, I'm gonna write it on the paper and paste it like decorative kind of paper, right? So one board is one photo, and this photo is a 4x6 photo. So yeah, that's one board, one photo. My kids don't want their faces shown, so yeah. But just to tell you that this is how much of the photos I have printed and already bound like that. This is one whole year. This one, as usual, I wrote that not exactly the kind of calligraphy you would see around the internet, but I tried my best and doodled, colored, and I printed this. It says God loves you with an everlasting love, stamped and cut, and yeah, I stamped with colors. So, and the same thing, right? This is, I'm gonna decorate that part, and of course that's me, and that's one event I think, and I stamped that and colored, cut and colored, and then yeah, as usual, put magnet on it. All of them have magnets, and I decorated it the same way. This one, as usual, I write it, colored, doodled, and the same thing, it's magnetized. There. And this one says, but the Lord stood with me and gave me strength. And that's one event, I think. This one printed and layered and then magnetized as usual there. And this one says, let not your heart be troubled. neither let it be afraid. This is the last, which I haven't closed yet because these are not finished, because I ran out of paper, the board. Yeah, so that's why. But as I said, I'm gonna show it to you. And now, what are we looking at? This is pretty huge, right? Let me take the dimension of these. This is 11 by 8. This is 11 by 8 album, which actually was not an album. This was given a long time ago. Oh, I just stashed it. This was an organizer, and I was trying to declutter one day, and I saw this and I was like, whoa, this is so good. I can repurpose this. Okay, so that's what I did. I repurposed it, thinking I'm going to make this into an album. All right, so I covered this. This is the original color, this blue one here. Yeah, that is the original color, and it was already, I didn't do any binding because this was an organizer, so it already came with this spiral. But what I did is I just covered it with this beautiful paper, and I added this button for closure. What I did is I had this really nice thread to wrap it around and close it like that. To finish this off, I'm gonna put a lot of beads in here, like crystals also, and that will lock the whole thing like this. But anyway, I decided, I already have placed it here, but I decided I'm gonna change it because that was way too much for this particular album, because I thought I'm gonna make this into a picture or a photo album, but I decided that I am not gonna use that for the purpose. But anyway, let's visit. Doesn't fit really, it's so big. I think if I put it like that, yeah, all right. So let's take a look inside. Let's see how this one looks like. So I did it all like this. It is a bit interactive, but not really, just this part is interactive. That's, yeah, like that. And as usual, I like it, the quotation, Bible quotation. And you can insert photos here, as I have already inserted photos of someone. Let's take a paper, and you can put a photo. 4x6 fits in here, and same here, but I don't want to take that because maybe they don't want the pictures shown, so let's just leave it that way. But we know that we can insert. Okay, now how do you open this? Oh, you open it like this, and it's magnetized to keep it from flipping or flapping everywhere. Okay, let's just put it like this so we can open this one. And you can open it like this as usual. And can you see this part? Yeah, okay, that part you can insert there also, like that. Oh my goodness, you better there. So you insert photo like that, and then right at the back, maybe if it's like, or put two photos, and yeah, scribble here if you like that, or paste some paper here, and then insert your photo here as usual, as I already said in my previous video. And this one is a frame, of course. You can not you, I am I keep saying that in my last video though. we put a photo up here. We insert it. Can you see? Oh yeah, you can. Insert it like that. Oh, we need a bigger paper. Come on, paper. Let me pick some bigger paper so it's nicer to look at. This is a board, so let's place our board here. Okay. And there. Can you see that? It's better not knock off everything here. Oh yeah, okay, so it looks like that. I will insert it like that. Now you can further insert something inside, because I've done this a long time ago, really. And I'll just cut the excess, but as you can see, you can insert a photo there. And then you also can insert photo here, paste photo and insert the same. Insert it like that. So you have one here and then one here, and then you can paste a photo or whatever you write about in there. That's how it works. Like that. And then you close, and then there. It doesn't flop because it has magnet. Now I did the same for the other side, like this one. So you can insert there too. Insert, same thing, and the same here. You can insert, very easy. You can insert two photos, and then inside you can do this, and you can also do that. Yeah. So there, so this space is a huge place for a photo, right? This is the biggest photo that you can print, 8 by 10. So you just insert the photo here. If this actually will really do that, because as I said, tight there. So you have photo, but you can further insert something on top like that. So that's how it works, and this is sort of my prelude to the inside of my supposedly album. But now it's no longer a photo album, but it's still photo, but it is my poetry album now. I write poetry, and so all the poetry that I have written, I have printed them, and that's what I'm going to put in here. So I repurposed it to make it look like this. All the pages. As a matter of fact, you'll see that I didn't cover some of this. See, because I didn't cover it because it's already thick, and I like the colors, so I left it like that. So this becomes my poetry book. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do with it, like that. This is my poem, and I will put it like that. And this is as I said already in previous videos, I love photography, so this is a scene that I took a photo of in a very beautiful place that I've been into. Hopefully I can go there again, and it's a magical place, and this is a photo that I took of that place, and this is my poem, and yeah, that's why I printed it this way. And this is going to be placed like this. Of course, I will decorate it, and I will show you that as well in the upcoming videos. videos in the future. So two each, two photo or poetry photo in one page. So, and I have a lot of poems to put in here. Let's go to the end of this, and at the end of it I did it like this. These are places you can insert stuff in. A wallet size photo fits in here. What I'm doing is I'm just giving you ideas for those that wanted to do some art or do something like this. I'm not saying to do it like this, because your tools and my tools are different, and of course your style is different, your coloring, the way you organize things are different from mine. Definitely, I mean, my color scheme, I'm not really good at it yet. I'm still trying to learn, because you know, it's a process we like to learn. And maybe my color scheme is really not so nice for you. These are scraps actually that I try to use because I don't want to waste material. So even tiny things like cutouts from stuff that I make, even tiny hearts that just came out from poking through these holes like that, I retain them, because look at this. This hole is a teardrop kind of shape. I keep them just in case I need a project where I need teardrop kind of shape. Use them to decorate on some other projects I have. It's how I like to use everything, because you know, things are useful even when they seem to be like waste or scrap. So that is the reason why most of the papers are not cohesive, because they didn't come from a single pad. They are all remnants of some papers that I use. If the color scheme is a little off for you, that is the reason why. But these are just my way of using the scraps, and then I incorporate it into things that I can use. So, and this is a repurposed journal, as I already said, so it's okay. Let's go to my next supposedly album, because I'm showing you many ways of how I started and how I got into the idea of my project really that I'm going to make with you. This is a book. I was gifted this book that I haven't read it really for a long time. This is 14 years ago I was given this, and I realized before I read it that they made this story in this book a movie. So I decided to honor the person that gave this to me. I wanted to preserve this book, but I use many colors to this. I use gelatos, I use acrylic paint, I cover the book with this Mod Podge, a lot of media, or a lot of coloring media I use in this book to make it really sturdy. I didn't really plan when I made this book, I just colored it. But as I finished the coloring of this, I just found out that it looked like wings. Okay, sorry. I probably subconsciously did that because it looks like wings, and that's how I did that. I incorporated some glitters to it, tiny, if you can see it from there, like okay. Now let's put it here like that, and let's open it. This is what I did with the cover. This is a flower that my son gave me for Valentine's. I put gloss accents on top of it, thinking that it will preserve the flower. It was zinnia, I think. But what happened is when it dried, it became brown. So sad about that because it was colored, it was yellow, and it was really beautiful. I love that kind of flower. When I was young, I used to really love that flower, so that's why I put it here. But well, it became brown. And this is a pocket. It's a really huge pocket because I have written stuff and I just insert it there. So it's a really huge. I made this pocket, of course, because it wasn't there before. Since this was a book. Okay, so I thought I'm gonna make this into a photo album. Okay, that's the reason I'm showing you this, because as usual we're in the photo idea of photo albums. Okay, but so what I did is I put it like that because I was supposed to put some photos in there. And instead of making this a photo album, the pages are not really that thick, by the way. After I finished, I even decorated that. What I did was I put 2 pages together, glued them all together, and made a one whole page. Where are you? Yeah, like that. I made a whole page, and that you can insert stuff in. Okay, so I was thinking I'm gonna write something about my pictures, right? So I'm gonna insert what I write inside. So I have paper and I inserted it here inside. So I made that pocket. So all the pages, not all though, but I mean, I have just chosen a few pages that became pockets. And yeah, it didn't work as a photo album. Okay, and this is how I did at the back of it. I made bookmarks. Actually, I colored and wrote, and then I also made this bookmark. I wrote that, you know, practicing calligraphy. Faux, okay, faux calligraphy, because the real calligraphy is really difficult to do without proper study and skill to go with it. So it's faux calligraphy, which is easier. So I did all the design and everything. This was just ordinary whiteboard, and I just did all that stuff. The design, I have a stencil that can do this, and I did it with a glitter, not glitter pen, but the this one, the pearlescent watercolor by Zig. So it's a Japanese brand, I think, Zig, and that's what I use here. So it's really beautiful, glittery, pearly rose color. And that one also I colored, but first I have a scripty stencil, so I stenciled it and then I colored. Yeah, okay, so, and that's the tag, not the tag, bookmark. Okay, so that's the back. Now going back to the photo album, as I said, the paper wasn't sturdy enough for me to be able to make it into photo album. So I decided that I'm just going to make it into a journal. And so that's the reason why I couldn't show you, because I have already written a lot of stuff in here, like many years of my journal. But then after a while, I decided that I'm not gonna continue with the journal. Instead of using this as journal, I'm gonna use it for some other stuff. I haven't figured out yet what, but so another photo album that didn't make it. So this last one, that's me, was gifted to me by an amazing person. And this was supposed to be, this was all handmade. This one was really made from zero. That person did it from zero. He bought the boards for the covers, and he bought this paper, which is homemade paper. As you can see, there's texture there, and well, it's really not as pink or as beautiful as it when it arrived, because this is quite a long time ago that I was given, and it was not covered, so it was exposed to the elements, and so the years have and the amount of dust that had taken hold of this, that's why it looks like that. But it was really pink, and it was really beautiful the first time I saw it. So he bound it like this. He stitched it all the way through. He studied how to do the stitching. He did it with his bare hands, actually, with barely no tools. I think he hammered this because the board that he chose was really thick. He had really no idea at the time yet how to make journals, and he just wanted to give me this, so he did it all by himself with his bare hands, and basically just a hammer and a nail and thread. And the thread that he used also was very thick because he doesn't want this unfurling, so he used thick thread, and the thread wouldn't go into those holes. So that's this one, and I thought, oh, so beautiful, I'm gonna make this my photo album, right? Well, not, because I realized when I open it, let's open it. Okay. Yeah, since I'm already sharing this, why don't I just read? I have well, under here is another picture of mine. I stick this. This is a sticker. I love stickers. Anyway, it says, because you care for me, believe in me, and encourage me to believe in myself, I've learned to trust my feelings and to find new strengths inside myself. And this is true to my soul. New strengths inside myself. So instead of this being a photo album, I decided to make it an art journal, like a mixed media art journal. Because as you can see, I made this, the paper. I'll show you the paper without the art yet. Is really thick. It's really thick. It's not watercolor though, but it's really thick, and I also didn't want to write on it, which I could have made this a journal, which that's what he actually meant for me to use this for, to write. But the paper was really thick, and it's like I didn't really want to write on that, because I think I could use it for more beautiful ways. I thought more beautiful ways, so I decided I'm just gonna make it into an art journal. So that's what I did, and I colored it and decorated it. That's why I was still noob at the time when I did this, so forgive me for the noobness of this. And the next, those are important things, I believe are important things, and that is love. So as you can see, I have evolve, because if you reverse the word love, evolution, evolve. And this one I wrote in a stationery, and then I paste it here. That is footprints in the sand, because this poetry, I think, it really hits home in my heart when I read it, I think somewhere in high school. And then this is also from Psalms 23. The Lord is my shepherd. It's really one of the things I remember when I'm nervous, when I'm in fear, when I'm anxious. I remember this. And one of the things that I have read during my college days was this poem by Elizabeth Barrett Browning, How Do I Love Thee? So I wrote that on paper and pasted it here and colored. And should we read that poem? Yeah, why don't we? Just for fun. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee to the depth and breadth and height my soul can reach when feeling out of sight for the ends of being and ideal grace. I love thee to the level of every day's most quiet need by sun and candlelight. I love thee freely as men strive for right. I love thee purely as they turn from praise. I love thee with a passion put to use in my old griefs and with my childhood's faith. I love thee with a love I seemed to lose with my lost saints. I love thee with the breath, smiles, tears of all my life. And if God choose, I shall but love thee better after death. This is a very sad poem, by the way, because she said, I love thee with a love I seemed to lose with my lost saints. And she leaves it to God that she will be able to love him better after death. Now, that is not positively reassuring. Why incorporate death into a love story? But that is my opinion, so don't quote me on that. So yeah, moving on. That is a poem I wrote. Let's not read that. This particular photo, that is not me, by the way. I thought it was so appropriate for the quote that I have here that I took out already because it wasn't pasted so nicely. But I will just do it, paste it again and make a better one with something to the effect of dance when nobody's watching, something like that. And I really like that quote because I resonate with it so much. Anyway, let's move on to the next. And now these are empty because I have gone into many things. And this is Desiderata, which I really love. Well, let's not read that because it's really long. And besides, this is a photo album we're discussing anyway. So, as I said, this book eventually didn't make it as a photo album.